And welcome into the Sports Drive right here on ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM. I am Chad Brilliante. Glad to be with you here as always. We got some football going on today. Georgia Tech. They don't even run the option anymore. How do you even watch a team like that? That's just so appalling that they did that. The Ramblin' Wreck all those years. There should be like precedent set in sports that you have to have it. If you have a 7-foot center, a 7'7" center, he has to play a couple minutes like Taco Fall. So we can all laugh when he dunks on other human beings that are 6'9" and makes them look like fools. There are moments in sports that everything should happen, like the big fat man touchdown run, like the fridge back in the day at the goal line. We should at least get one of those a year. I miss those plays. But when it comes down to the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets not having the option anymore, it just isn't right. It just isn't right. And tonight, they'll take on NC State. We'll get to more on the matchup going on tonight with a Houston Texans, Mr. Deshaun Watson, getting set to go after getting embarrassed. But look, everybody get in line. Lamar Jackson and Baltimore and how they've embarrassed teams this year. So you can put that, nip it in the bud, and move on to the next week. As Patriot fans, that's what we do with all the noise. Looking at the matchup, though, against Indy. Jacoby Brissett, are we buying it? Frank Reich, the former coach that the next voice you hear, sat in with him today. Thanks again. He's doing an awesome job with News Radio, and he's a pretty cool guy. You know, we've helped build this station with me from day one and has been a friend of mine even before that. But Davis Allen, you can hear him on the sports call. He'll be out there at UWF for the watch party this week, and it's going to be a rocking time from 10 till 11:30. So the sports call fans, 10 to 11:30 will be the show, and then 11:30 pregame with Will Kennedy, and then the playoff game against Wingate, who I just want to bring up. We smoked by like 5 touchdowns last time we played in the playoffs last time. Davis, what's happening, my friend? Good to see you.
Well, Chad, you
got a better half on you here.
I
though.
do have
Amanda
my better
downstairs.
Half.
Let's start with that. But then,
Amanda, yes, Amanda is downstairs, but I brought our puppy to work today, and everyone.
Whoa! There he goes.
And
He's just eating. That's probably not good right there.
He's eating my
that's
microphone.
not a cherry.
I'm
right
sure
there,
that doesn't taste very good, but everybody, this is Draco. If you are watching on camera,
we'll get him in a closer shot right here.
If
you want to zoom over here.
He is a dachshund, a long-haired dachshund. Hey,
buddy.
And he is the cutest little thing in the world. Also, he's like squirming a lot, so I think my time here might be a little short.
Yeah,
but
that's probably good.
I do appreciate you giving me the opportunity to promote what we have going on this Saturday.
No, we just wanted your puppy dog. See you, Davis. I'm just kidding with.
But no, so we're gonna be live at Seville this Saturday. Justin, Patrick, and myself. We're gonna be out there, not from 11 to 11:30. That's right. So my dog is trying to eat the microphone right now, but
yeah.
So we're gonna be out there from.
This is how you hold him, right? Like that. No,
yeah, Simba. You got to Simba him.
The circle of life.
So we're gonna be
people on radio are like, "What in the Lord's name is happening right now?" On this.
So okay, here's the deal. We're gonna be out there from 10 to 11:30, leading up to Will Kennedy's pregame show for the UWF taking on Wingate. It's gonna be in North Carolina, so it's not at Blue Wahoo Stadium, which is something I think we all would prefer. But regardless, the unofficial watch party is gonna be at Seville, and my good friend Eddie Murray, him and I go back to even earlier in the year when we were putting on mayoral forums when it was election season. Him and his buddy started this event. He even hit me up today. He's like, "Man, I can't wait to have you guys out there. This is really exciting." And it's going to be a lot of fun. You know, it's going to be a normal sports call show, but heavy on UWF. So I can't wait to see everybody out there. We are going to have a lot of fun. We're sticking around to watch that football game because it's also going to be on ESPN3. But of course, you can listen to the game right here on ESPN Pensacola as Draco is currently attacking Jeff's microphone right now. He's a really cool dog, by the way.
He is.
He is a very cool dog. It's going to be a lot of fun, and of course, this is all happening because Central Credit Union of Florida, they're helping us out with this. They're buying in, and they want to help put this event on with us, and so definitely a shout out to Central Credit Union of Florida. It's going to be a lot of fun. This will be a good show. I definitely want to see you guys out there. If you come up and have a conversation with me while I'm on air, I will talk back. So you may even be on air.
Yeah, that happens. Yeah,
so
we have that common thread. Like people will come up to us at things when we were at the fair together doing the show, and somebody's like, "Well, where's the polls right now? Is Alabama still?" And I'm like, "Sir, actually, they're right here." And the people on air are like, "What's happening?" Like this conversation with the dog on TV, with radio right now, people are driving being like, "Can you just get right now to what Myles Garrett's going to say next? Come on now." So speaking of that, by the way, and we're going to talk a little bit about this. I'm not going to get into the whole show because, frankly, I'm going to say it like this. We all played sports. All three of us in this room played sports. If you play sports, hopefully race is never an issue based on that. If it is, you're not going to last long in sports unless you go to BYU to play basketball or unless you play for a soccer team in one city that all the people look exactly alike, like Iceland. Unless you're like that, then and you don't have any vowels in your name. Don't buy Pat Sajak's not buying you a vowel in Iceland. Now, all of that, we just need the wires. Yeah, this might be a little bit okay. All right. Well, Davis, thank you very much for stopping by.
Guys,
we appreciate that. Yeah, he's I
appreciate it.
Before
I appreciate it.
We all get electrocuted, and your puppy dog. So here we go. So all right, thank you.
Real quick, I say this Myles Garrett situation definitely got a lot more interesting now that the race card has been pulled. So I'm really curious where this goes because he wouldn't be making this accusation unless it seriously did happen, and you don't want to say it if you think it happened. So, because if it ends up not being true, then he just dug himself an even deeper hole, which is completely unnecessary. So I would like to think he's not bringing up the race card for no particular reason other than he's just trying to get back in. So that's why I'm going to leave it with that.
Well, Davis, and that's why Davis is one of the rare birds that gets to come up here and say that, and then he has a show in 2 days that he gets to actually go back there. And a lot of times I'll say something and someone's like, let me finish. I'm like, actually, I got a show. I'm going to just go ahead and voice it. Thank you, Davis. I do want to get to that topic for a second, though. And Myles Garrett today bringing up about the issue of race and what he said. First off, I'm going to tell you, right after it happened, it didn't become really public news because if you read forums, everybody's like, here we go. They pulled the race card, obviously. It should not matter. This is the glove don't fit. The glove don't fit over here, OJ. And then everybody smiles and still think there's like a dog right here. I keep looking at it. But the dog don't fit. The dog don't fit. The dog don't fit over here. It's the same thing. The glove doesn't matter if the glove fit or not. I could go to the home and lawn garden section right now at Lowe's and find a glove that doesn't fit my hand. It doesn't have blood on it. But if I go take out people with the samurai sword, it has nothing to do with that conversation about Lowe's. O.J. Simpson murdered 2 people. It actually was proved in civil court. This is not just because Johnny Cochran. That's Jeff's like, get me off this show.
I'm looking over my shoulder.
You don't know this show. No. Yeah, I know. Do you want to take a stab at this one next? But I'm telling you, the situation with Myles Garrett, regardless of whatever he said, if he got sacked and his helmet fell off and under the helmet instead of a do-rag was a KKK mask, whatever happened, it has nothing to do with Myles Garrett not being able to control his actions. I feel like I'm like a Southern preacher by doing this, like the way I just finished that. But it does not matter. It might change the way you look at Mason Rudolph. It might change the way we look at Myles Garrett for him pulling this, if it was or not. I don't know. But it has nothing to do with the actions at hand. And you might say, it has everything to do with it. It enraged him. Dude, you've never been called that. I don't know what it feels like on that side. I'm not going to get into that. I don't. I can't speak for a community and people that I'm friends with. I was on stage introducing people at the 850 concert with some of my best friends up there for a concert that I was one of about 4 white people in the entire crowd. It has nothing to do with that. I was there because it was an awesome party, and all those people are my friends. I don't see that. In sports, you shouldn't. It has nothing to do with it. But whether Myles Garrett was white and whether Mason Rudolph was black, whether it was the opposite, whether they're the same color, a different race, does not matter. You should know as a football player. That's why there was not any African-American athletes or white athletes. It didn't matter. Nobody came to his side and was like, dude, I got Myles back. Every one of them was like, you just got to know better. You can't do that. You can't do that. Right after it happened, I'm watching Damian Woody, guy I respect the heck out of on TV, Ryan Clark. I'm watching the NFL Network the next day, Deion Sanders, everybody, all of them. Same race as Myles Garrett. So you can't do that, bro. Nothing to do with the race card. You know things are said on a football field. Can we have a real moment here? Can we all sit here and act like for 2 seconds that we're all not singing Kumbaya? Have you ever played football? Jeff, you coach football. Jeff Price joins us. He's like, why? Why do I join on these conversations? Like we were just about to break down UWS Watch Party. But this is real. You know what the things are said inside the pile? Your eyes get poked out every single 2 seconds. It's a fumble. And you're scrumming for it down there? The things on the offensive and defensive line? Like offensive tackles could write books in the NFL about what defensive ends say to them. And you would think the nicest guys in the world, the preacher, the minister of defense, Reggie White. I'm sure he wasn't just, he probably went to reconciliation after playing against some of those OTs. It's part of football. People say those things. There's no room for racism. And if Mason Rudolph pulled that, but frankly, at this point, it's not going to change my perspective on the actual result or change where the suspension should be. Because we want to deflect instead of focus on the truth, which is you can't swing a helmet at somebody else's head. He got really lucky that he didn't paralyze the guy. Could have gashed his forehead, concussed him, and he would be in jail right now. This isn't about that. What enraged him, yeah, obviously something got Myles Garrett to the point where he swung a helmet. And Mason Rudolph running at him like a chihuahua, like one of those in the purse that's very angry and wants to get out of the bag. Like coming, Mason Rudolph's right back in his face. Shouldn't have done that. I mean, Mason Rudolph's not out of the picture too. He deserves a suspension for what he did. But no matter what, it goes back down to the end result. You can't do that. You can't take that helmet, and no matter how we feel, no matter if you agree or disagree with this, you don't have the right to come in here. I don't like that. You can type, I don't agree with your conversation. That's God bless America. To have watch MSNBC and then watch Fox News for about 30 minutes tonight and go back and forth, and you will, at the end of the day, feel like we're in two different countries. No matter what you talk about, though, we have the right of freedom of speech, something our forefathers fought for. But you don't have the right to abuse someone or physically take harm onto somebody, especially as a 6'5", 270-pound person with a helmet. So no matter what is happening here, because frankly, only Myles Garrett and those people, because I do know that Ian Rappaport and a few other people reported right after, and we know a couple. Barry Shuck, who writes for Dogs by Nature, joined us the next day on air. He's one of the Cleveland Browns lead writers, lives in Pensacola Beach, and he had an opportunity to talk to us. He knows that team way better than I do. He does a great job, too, dogsbynature.com. Check out his article. But no matter what happened, if it's 100% true that Mason said something that was a slur, or if he didn't say it was a slur, you don't have the right to swing a helmet at somebody else's head on a football field. And when you do that, maybe it changed the enragement in him and why he did it, but you can't do that. And because his actions, it's unfortunate. I don't hate Myles Garrett. I think he made a bad choice. I thought I've stood up for him and said it took a lot of class to get on the mic, whether he meant it or not, about Mason, but say, hey, you know what, no ill will. I'm sorry. I messed up. I let my teammates down. I was a top player. I can't believe I did that. I apologize. My bad. He owned it. He owned it right after, and he feels bad. But no matter what with this, it's not going to change my fact that, in my opinion, that he should be suspended. Now, I don't believe he should be suspended in the entire season. I truly believe in the playoffs. Stop clowning yourselves, Browns. It's not playoffs anyway. Even if you were in the driver's seat in the fourth quarter and all you had to do was kick a 27-yard field goal to get into the playoffs, psst, you're the Cleveland Browns and you would shank it. So let's get over that. At the moment, though, that he's out, I would say 3 games, 6, maybe 6 games. I'd say 6 games, which is the rest of the season. But I would say 6 games capped. You can't do that. You got to set this precedent right. They're trying to use the case with Antonio Smith in Houston where he got 1 game. You got to set it at the right tone now. If you give them 1 or 2 games, then people are going to feel like they can do it, and they're going to get 1 or 2 games, and somebody could die on the field. I would say sit out the rest of this year based on 6 games would be the cap, and that's what they have left. They have 5 now, I believe. And to me, Jeff, that would be it. I know that was long-winded. Jeff Price, everybody. Thank you for sitting back. Always a kind soul in here with his Oregon football. But now your floor, my friend. Your floor.
No, I mean,
with your turkey hat, by the way, that we had today at our turkey trot. That was
gobble.
Gobble.
No, I think the 6 games is
take off the turkey. It's a serious moment. So that was me. I apologize.
All right, I got this. Hold on.
There you go. I told him to put the turkey on. I'm like, now we're talking serious. So you go.
I think the 6 games is perfect. Maybe probably not going into next year, just because you can use the other examples and everything, but times are different.
Mm-hmm.
But we know that, and in the NFL, it's a smart move because they're, like you said, they're trying to set a standard. Like, hey, you can't do this, and I'm completely fine with that. The playoff thing, I think, was almost like a little jab, like, hey, just in case you make the playoffs, yeah right. But
you're going to suspend them for the playoffs and the ring ceremony at the White House.
The race thing, this is I hate this conversation because it's way more prevalent than it should be. Now, you do have racists out there, no matter what race they are, and it's sad, and it should never be that way, but it is. And
My thing is, this is where I'm struggling with it. I'm not saying that Mason Rudolph didn't say it. I don't know. And if it comes out that he really did say it, shame on him. And yes, you do look at somebody differently because these guys are in a position of power. They are role models to so many people. And look, like you said, if you've never played football before, this kind of stuff happens a lot. Like things that are said about people's mamas, whatever, like your mama jokes and stuff. That's probably like the best thing that is said on a field. But it's one of those things that like you jump in the bottom of a pile, and the next thing you know, somebody's like grabbing. If you're a guy, they're grabbing you because they want you to let that football go. Yeah, I've been there. Okay, I've been the quarterback at the bottom of a pile after I fumbled the football.
Yeah,
it's something you never forget, unfortunately. But my thing on this is why now? Why a week later?
it is way too.
And people ridiculed Mason Rudolph for coming out yesterday and with his apology, and they're like, well, if you're going to have a planned statement like that bullcrap statement that you're going to come out with, that's the best you can do. And it's like, well, technically the guy didn't have to say anything. Nobody was like after the game waiting on Mason Rudolph to just come out with this big statement. Nobody ever said that. It was all on Myles Garrett. And no, Mason Rudolph could have probably avoided that whole issue if he would have just ran away. Like, go the other way. You're not going to make this situation any better. Our coach has always said, listen, if your helmet's off, forget about it. Do not go towards anybody else because they have a helmet on, you don't. Let's use your head. You shouldn't have to tell people that. But I just know from my perspective, if I've got a guy, regardless of what size he is, and he has a helmet on and I have no helmet, you're already fighting a losing battle right there. That's why I think it's so crazy whenever guys go to punch somebody with a helmet on. Like, you're an idiot. Like, what are you doing? You can you punch through steel? But I hate this whole issue.
Were you asking me because I can?
Can you?
Oh no, I didn't know that was sort of rhetoric.
Can you though?
That's for another day.
We'll do that for another show.
We don't need that.
No, but I just my struggle with this is I hope that this is not a stunt. Wow,
no, it's just going to show you.
I hope this is not a stunt for Myles Garrett to try to help his whole appeal process that got denied. Obviously,
it got denied today. And if you have not heard that, to break it down, Myles Garrett, he was in front of New York today. This is an advice that he doesn't have to take, or it's my opinion on this as well. Let's tone down on the sweet designer suit. He had like a very blue suit with and look and styling. He is styling. He's got the hair going on. He's a styling guy, good-looking guy. Myles Garrett. I mean, he's a guy you can put up on billboards and people want to see. But at the same time, when you're about to go in and you're going to be sitting in front of elders that have been there for a long time and they got their arms crossed, they're already like, okay, what are you going to say to convince us not to give us? Because remember, the NFL is the judge, the juror, and the executioner when it comes to this. They don't have – this is not the court. I love when people drop the we're innocent until proven guilty in this. The NFL laughs and sends you into a shed and locks the door like Mike Leach. They're like, I'm sorry, we don't have to do anything. We can do whatever we want. They were charging the military millions upon millions of dollars to have those fun moments where Sergeant would come home and hug his daughter coming back from Afghanistan. Those heartwarming moments where we cried. The NFL was charging him before the late John McCain found out. He was like, no. And that's when, I don't love government stepping in, but that was one like, come on, seriously, you make billions upon billions. And I know they're paying you. It's a business. It's a transaction. You're not stealing from them. But can you just back off on that? Can you at least give the government like those heartfelt moments? Not like brought to you by the United States Air Force, and then have to do, give them $30 million. That was pretty bad. But they do what they want to do. The NFL does what they want to do. And today they heard it. You had black, white, Asian people. I'm looking at the list right here. And you had a lot of people in that room, and everybody heard that and said, you know what? It's not about this. And I hope people get this because it's not by swinging a helmet. Take away any type of, this is nothing. It's an action by a human being that is unacceptable. And everybody agrees with that. But then we start sprinkling in other things of, that. He's already on the Browns. He's upset. Okay. Like all of a sudden, then you start making your case where everybody will tell you. Fred Robbins, we're talking at the game. Fred Robbins teaches defensive end. Josh Allen, his guy. One of the best players in the NFL. All these guys, he's trained at Exos. And he was like, man, Fred's played with the best, maybe the best defensive line, one of the best in the history of the game. O.C. Umenyiori, Justin Tuck, Michael Strahan, Kiwanuka. He was on that defense that I would like to forget as Super Bowl champions. But no matter what he said, it could have enraged him and Myles Garrett, but there's a reason the band didn't get reduced today. It's because all of that is noise. It's terrible noise. If Rudolph did say it, it is terrible. I'm not Mason Rudolph, I hope gets somebody sits him down and says, you can't be doing this, man. 90% of the guys in your locker room are going to be looking at you different if you said that. You want your offensive line, you want Marquise Pouncey, who just beat the tar to guy for you, and you're making those comments? He's not going to want to do that.
Yeah, you make them look like a fool.
They're not going to want to beat the crap out of someone for you and have your back for you if that really is truly what you said or that's what you believe. Because now it might be completely different. It might not be. And he's denied it, as you would expect, because there's no actual video. At this point, the audio would be out. TMZ right now would be breaking it everywhere if it was. So there's no audio. So Mason Rudolph is doing what he should do in this case. I'm not, like I said, not condoning, but this is what you should do is say, I didn't do it at this point, because if you said I do it, whether people are like, honesty is the best policy. Yeah, and then come back and see all those linemen that don't block for you next week.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, overall, this case it should not change his ban. And I think that should be clear. I hope people get that. This shouldn't even be a conversation. And the NFL did the right thing. And I don't usually say that. The NFL committee sat in the room and made the right choice. Marquise Pouncey's got dropped the game. And guess what? And that actually should happen. Because I would hope everybody at home, I'm not saying this because he was a Gator or things like that. I'm saying this because Marquise Pouncey, he tried to beat up a guy that just almost took out his quarterback at that time with a helmet. A 6'5", 280 human slashing down a helmet on him, and he goes, oh, heck no, you don't do that. And he was going. And defense, I hope everybody, when you're defending your family, which is your football team in this case, nobody on there, people were like, yeah, Marquise probably threw a couple extra blows in there. And he did it with a guy where he didn't rip Myles Garrett. If he would have ripped him off and did a Mortal Kombat, like finish him and then just start pounding his face in, he would have probably got suspended for the year. He did it with the helmet. He was hitting his pads. Nothing more than getting hit by a 6'5" trained linebacker on a crossing route for a receiver. He was hitting him, just bop, 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 bop. But Garrett, you saw him after the game. Myles Garrett he didn't look like, yo, Adrian. He wasn't out there. He wasn't beaten up. He wasn't like, he didn't have red marks on it. He was hitting him with pads and in the helmet. Pouncey was just angry. He was because you just beat up his teammate and his friend and his player, the guy he protect. His job is he gets paid to protect that guy. And you were beating him. You almost hit him with the helmet, and you did, but you could have severely hurt him. Pouncey's got reduced 1 game to 2 games, and I'm okay with that. Out of everybody, I would like to see Rudolph probably suspended a game or 2, just based on it seems like he was sort of a troublemaker in this. But overall, the case with Myles Garrett, no, the ban is going to stay, and it should.
I mean, the Mason Rudolph thing is. I think max you give him a game, and I think a game wouldn't be bad. But to go more, my thing on this is we see this stuff all the time in the NFL. Guys getting in other guys' faces, guys walking away, and a guy literally comes and steps in front of you and cuts you off. And to go more because Garrett lost his cool, that just I don't know. I don't. Nobody is right in this whole thing. That's the whole point of it. And yes, this probably could have all went away if Mason Rudolph walks away, but he didn't. And we look at this, and it's like you said, the whole issue of, it doesn't matter what he did. He swung a helmet,
And Joe Ford has weighed in, and I agree. He said, I think in this case with, and you were talking about this, Garrett got some bad advice. I think at this point his representation. He was in that room. Remember, he's in that room, and he's speaking on part of this, and somebody within the league office probably told Shefty or something like, well, hey, he told us the reason. In front of what he thought was a, not confident under oath, but like, hey, I'm trying to get this. I'm here in New York dressed up in suit and tie on my time to try to get my appeal reduced. So by saying this, I'm telling you, and I believe, honestly, I know people are saying why the timing. I don't think Myles Garrett wanted to bring that up. I know for a fact right after it happened, Ian Rappaport of NFL Network said that he said, this MAGA mother bleep. It is going to be talking that trash to me. That's exactly what Ian Rappaport said he said in the locker room, yelled it to his teammates. Then you saw what he said in front of the mic. He got in front of the mic and he said, I'm sorry, man. I let my teammates down. I apologize for that. He said the right things. in the locker room, just like Joe when Ed Ogeron yelled, roll tide, F you. Yeah, it ticked off a lot of people. But it's in your locker room with your teammates in a sacred ground for these athletes. That's like the one place where they feel okay. And he yelled that. He was angry. He was still, he just got beat up by Marquise Pouncey. He's hitting him back and forth. He gets in that. He's got the emotion going, and then he calmed down. He got in front of the mic. Yeah. He didn't want to bring it up. He didn't want to make that the issue. No. He said something, and then it got out. I've not seen, none of us have seen Myles Garrett get up to the mic. We've seen the stories today. Everything on the internet's true, right? Bob Stoops, next head coach of Florida State, everybody. Congratulations. But it's not relevant. But all of this, though, everything that we saw, Myles Garrett didn't get on the mic with a podium. Is this on? He used racial slurs. Somebody said that and then gave it to somebody, and then they took off with it, and that's what we have today because it's a hot topic, and it just took up 25 minutes of our start of our show. When we come back, we're going to get to more on the college football playoff. We'll also look into what's going on right now with the NFL game tonight, Houston Texans and Indianapolis Colts. Should be a good one in the AFC South. It's all coming back on this Thursday edition of the Sports Drive.
Guys, the secret is out. If you want healthy sex, your body needs nitric oxide. And now you can boost your nitric oxide production faster than you thought possible with Ageless Male Tonight, the absurdly fast formula from the #1 brand in male enhancement. Just take one capsule an hour before romantic activity. You'll get clinically tested ingredients that rapidly boost nitric oxide production, and it won't go unnoticed. Rush to Walmart and get Ageless Male Tonight.
Truck drivers, are you looking for freedom beyond the open road? As an owner-operator who leases on with Schneider, you'll find the independence you've been looking for. Lease on with Schneider through van truckload or bulk choice lease programs and do things your way. Our exclusive freight board means you pick the loads you want to haul from the convenience of your smartphone. Plus, with our maintenance discount program, you'll lower your business costs. Learn more about leasing on with Schneider at SchneiderOwnerOperators.com. That's SchneiderOwnerOperators.com.
Happy Honda Day sales event is here. Gobble up the deals at Pensacola Honda. Get a 2019 Honda Pilot 2-wheel drive EX for only $389 per month, $39.99 down. You own it. Or how about a 2019 Honda Civic Sedan continuously variable transmission LX for only $139 a month, 36-month lease, $39.99 due at signing. Rates as low as 0.9 APR on 2019 Ridgeline models. See dealer for details online at PensacolaHonda.com or the Pensacola Honda showroom, home of the one price, low price guarantee.
As we age, we all need help, which is why Summer Vista Assisted Living and Memory Care is excited to be a part of the Pensacola community. At Summer Vista, each day is filled with smiles, laughter, hugs, and fun activities. It's a cruise ship atmosphere on land. Within the Summer Vista community, spacious living areas, beauty salons, barbershops, and restaurant-style dining are just some of the many excellent services they offer you. Comfort and care you can trust. See for yourself at summervista.com.
Foul on the party hose. Did not utilize Sky's Pizza's game day specials. Thus, had his bland, boring pizzas for today's tailgate. Today's game is now delayed.
Come on, man.
Pizza's just pizza, right?
Sky's Pizzas are huge, and no one else has the Man City, hot Hawaiian, or fried garlic cheese knots. With Sky's Pizza, $5 off large pizza game day special, they're always the fan favorite.
After further review, the game can be resumed. Game day starts with gigantic pizzas at Sky's Pizza on Davis Highway.
The Paul Feinbaum Show.
Everything you wanted to happen hasn't happened.
Oh my gosh, that's all any of y'all want to talk about is Alabama.
You're really not understanding the conversation, but anyway, we can move on.
Alabama's dynasty has just begun.
Hold on a second, Charles. Somebody wants to talk to you.
I don't want to talk that compelling moron.
He's nothing but a lame-headed old man.
2 till 5 every weekday afternoon. ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM.
You're out of your freaking mind, cowturd.
You're listening to Pensacola's home for hometown sports. ESPN Pensacola 1330 AM 99.1 FM.
I've been
And welcome back. Sports Drive with you right here on ESPN Pensacola and Blab TV. Chad Brillante with you here alongside Jeff Price. Myles Garrett, the suspension is upheld. He will be out for this year. I guess the playoffs, the Cleveland Brown playoff run they're on right now, that train. Yeah, that's that. And also we'll see next year. So
that's a good joke by the NFL, though, the playoff thing.
Cool.
Cool.
Just slide that in to make it seem like, it was that much bigger. It's like the guy that already in the movie's been shot 45 times, but they just keep shooting him for special effects. Usually the guy weighs 500 pounds. He's from Russia. He keeps coming at you, and you're like a James Bond, pop, 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 and he looks down. You're like, okay, dude, you're gonna die. You got 15 bullet holes in you. He's like, and he keeps walking at you, and then eventually falls and has to get hit by some kind of somebody drops a boulder from the top of a mountain on him. Be like, I was already dying. But that was pretty much, we already knew that it was going to be a suspension. Then they add the playoffs, and it's like, oh, really? Be like, yeah, it's not happening. Tonight's game, Houston and Indy. You got Frank Reich, played for Coach K. Stevenson right there, and he is a guy that always has the same kind of demeanor. I think he's the kind of guy that actually could beat a polygraph test on anything. It reminds me of Meet the Fockers, the Jinxie the cat and all that. Please, you telling me that now? 30. I was going to say.
That's true. A little late.
That's a little too late on that one. But he's that kind of guy that I think could beat a polygraph the way he looks on the sidelines. It'll be 4th down and 1 for the Super Bowl, and he's just yep, call that in. Just stoic, but you need that because if somebody really got emotional, it would have been easy to lose your cool when Andrew Luck was out. Jacoby Brissett comes in, and they're 6-4. And they're a solid football team too. They have their ups and downs because their quarterback play is not consistent. They're going to have your ups and downs. If you don't have a consistent quarterback, you're not going to be able to be an 8-2, 9-1 team. You just can't do that. You have to have consistent quarterback play to be a top tier team. But with what they're doing and the resources they're doing it, pretty solid. They got a great offensive line, but I'm telling you, tonight, Houston 6-4, Indy 6-4. It's only a 3.5-point spread in favor of the Texans. Jeff, is the price right to take the Houston Texans to win at home?
I struggle to pick Houston, and that's at any point. Just because that offensive line, when you watched last week against the Ravens, Deshaun Watson is an awesome quarterback. He doesn't get talked about enough, but he doesn't get talked about enough because he's on the ground probably 80% of the time, and how many times he gets hit. He's a tough son of a gun. I mean, and looking at Indianapolis, that's a good defense, and they're getting healthy on offense. Of course, I believe Marlon Mack's going to be good to go tonight.
Mm-hmm. It'll be the return of the Mack tonight. Yeah, he's back.
I mean, this is a surprise Indianapolis team. When we talked about with Andrew Luck, retiring, kind of surprising everybody. And everybody was like, "Well, there they go. They might be first in the the tank for Tua type thing going on." And they're 6-4, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say Indianapolis wins outright. I know it's a 3.5 point. They're a 3.5 point underdog tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go ahead and say they pull the upset tonight, just because I'm more confident in watching the Colts than I am the Texans right now. I think it all starts with an offensive line, and if you're going to have success, you got to have a good offensive line, and Indianapolis has got it going on right now.
Looking right now at the NFL and the landscape of right now, the teams that are contenders versus pretenders, do you feel like either of these teams are the type of team that could go all the way? And why I say that is, back at the beginning of the season, there was one clear-cut answer. And I know people are about to go, he's about to go down this path. That's where he's from. Ridiculous Joe Comer he is. Here all this is, we all know the Pats have been the best team consistently. Even with a 42-year-old quarterback that people are like, guy's washed up, bro, he's not that good anymore. Yeah, you mean the defending champion quarterback, Super Bowl champion quarterback that comes back out this year? He's working with guys like Gunnar Olszewski at wide receiver, who's a free agent nobody wanted. He's not working. There's no Gronk. There's no Josh Gordon anymore. Antonio Brown lasted a week. He apologized, but he's gone. He's not coming back. None of this, outside of Julian Edelman, who's actually dropping for sure-handed. Last week he dropped two passes in his hands. I guess he made up for it for probably the best throw of the day. He had a great throw, but it's not the same offense. And the New England Patriots are not a great football team. They might be the best team in the AFC. Right now, currently, I would say that goes to Baltimore. The way the Baltimore Ravens are playing right now, Lamar Jackson's hot. He's making the right plays. He's making the right reads. He's got a lot of options with the read option. And on the RO packages right now, he's able to go out there and really go out there and find a way to, if he just one split second, if you bite on the run with Ingram or him, you got one of those tight ends like Boyle or Andrews running those 7-8 yard slants, and he can hit them perfectly across the middle and get them downfield. So I'd say Baltimore currently right now is the best team, but they're not. A couple weeks ago, they lost to Cleveland Browns. It can happen. So there's not one team. The parity in the NFL is at a great point right now. And let's not even get started with the NFC. There's 9 teams that legitimately could win the Super Bowl in the NFC right now.
Yeah, well, I mean, you look at the AFC and you get the Patriots at 9-1. I'm not buying into the whole Bills, the 7-3 Bills. I think a lot of it's the schedule.
Marlon Mack is out, by the way.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Way to just
ruin it right
just
there.
ruin that fun return to the Mac moment. Thank you, Jeff Davis. Jeff Davis would be the guy that texted. No, it's not your fault.
No, but even though the
I didn't know that. I mean, that's
Hines and all those, they got a bevy of good running backs. So anyway, going back to it, you got the Ravens at 8-2. I believe in the Ravens right now in the AFC. It's hard not to. I mean, the Patriots, like you said, they're not a great football team right now. They're a good football team, and a lot of that is just because of what they've built. And that defense is really, really good. But you know that those offensive woes are going to continue to just plague them right now. But other than that, I mean, you look at Kansas City Chiefs. Do we believe? No. Are we hyping that right now? And then you look at the AFC South, and you got the Colts and Texans both at 6-4, Titans at 5-5. Like the whole division's open, and none of those teams right there. I mean, you talk about the Colts and Texans or either one of those the contenders. Sure. I mean, just because the way the AFC is right now, you just don't know. You know,
right now, let's the sure answer. It doesn't seem for sure when they just got slaughtered by 30-something on the road. So right now, people are not by that. But the NFL, week in and week out, the NFL is usually like this. There's two things. There's two key factors here to the Super Bowl and the quest. Because I think the best overall roster. I'm not just trying to get brownie points with my wife, Who Dat Nation right here. The Saints have the best overall team, I believe, when they're healthy. And you can always make your case. Well, what happened against Atlanta a couple weeks ago? Yeah, okay, every team has lost a game this year, so we can make that case. But I look at the way that they play completely with Latimer. When he's healthy in the back, he's incredible in the secondary. He changes the dynamics. The Ohio State, pretty much the Ohio State Buckeyes right there in the secondary. I mean, it's Von Bell, him, Eli Apple. I mean, everybody back there.
Don't drop Eli Apple.
Well, they're out there.
You already know.
But he's there. He's playing. And then and then the receivers, Ted Ginn, Michael Thomas.
Yeah.
But you look at the team right now and the dynamics with Kamara, Michael Thomas, and Drew Brees throwing the ball with one of the best offensive lines. You can say what you want about adding another receiver. That's just adding fuel to the fire. When you talk about when we talked about Tom Brady and the Patriots, everybody's like, man, the Saints really need another guy. Well, they tried with Jared Cook. That has not worked out, and he's been hurt a lot. But he was catching 9-10 catches a game at one point in Oakland, and even before that in Green Bay, and when he was playing before that with the Rams. But then you see a guy like, and I don't think he played for Green Bay. He played for the Rams. But the moment where you see a guy like, there's no Gronk or there's no Michael Thomas is the best receiver right now in the game. I don't even want to argue. He's broken records that will never be broken again, I don't think. Never's a long time, but he will just repeated that. But he's the best receiver in football right now, Michael Thomas. Yep. And he is still a guy that you can go to every play, and you got Alvin Kamara. Tom Brady's Alvin Kamara and Michael Thomas is Julian Edelman and James White, which is nice. Those have been two of the most reliable guys in the history of New England football. But those are not two guys that you can compare to Michael Thomas and Alvin Kamara as a package. So New Orleans has the best overall roster, I'd say. However, if the Patriots get home field advantage, and when you get to the Super Bowl, I wouldn't want to face the Pats. I mean, I just wouldn't want to face Tom Brady and the Pats. And in the Super Bowl, if the Patriots get home field advantage, right now they have the best record in the AFC. If they get home field advantage, they're winning it all. Patriots don't lose at home in the playoffs. I've watched enough for the last decade and a half of them playing with Tom Brady, and they don't lose in the playoffs in at home. They just don't at Gillette. If on the road, they're vulnerable. They can lose. When we come back, we're going to get to more on what's going on right now, some of the big games, cash it or smash it with some of the big topics going on. Myles Garrett today, the appeal has been heard, and he will not be it has been upheld. He is still suspended indefinitely for the remainder of this year, and we'll see sitting back down with Roger going forward. It's all coming back right here on the Sports Drive.
The Thon is on. Toyota Thon. Black Friday deals are here at Bob Tyler Toyota. New holiday bonus cash on select new Toyota models like the new 2020 Tacoma Senior Double Cab, $148 a month. New 2020 Tundra SR5 Double Cab 4.6-liter V8, $248 a month. Or new 2020 Camry LE, $128 a month. Get to Bob Tyler Toyota while the Toyota Thon is on. Holiday bonus cash through SETF with approved 12,000 mile, 36 monthly, $29.95 cash or trade equity down. Excludes tax, registration, and time. Zero security deposit. All prices include $899.50 dealer fees. See dealer for details. Expires 1/6/20.
If you're drowning in IRS tax debt, pay attention to this special announcement. There's a special toll-free hotline set up especially for you. Get ready to take this number down to take advantage of the new IRS tax forgiveness programs. Here's Jesse from Las Vegas.
I've been so stressed out lately knowing that I owe the IRS over $22,000, and now they just garnished my wages. A friend of mine told me about Superior Tax Relief, so I called them, and they were able to stop the garnishment, and they were also able to help me with my other tax problems. I feel so free again, and I would definitely recommend Superior Tax Relief.
Call Superior Tax Relief now, 800-780-3910, and speak to a qualified professional who can protect you from the added fees and negotiate your tax liability. Superior Tax Relief can help open new doors with the IRS Fresh Start program that's available now. The consultation is free. The information is free. This call could save you thousands. Call 800-780-3910. 800-780-3910. That's 800-780-3910.
I'm Ina Kimes, host of the new podcast, ESPN Daily. Each morning, we'll bring you a deep dive into a single story from one of ESPN's hundreds of reporters. ESPN Daily is presented by Dell Small Business. Small businesses save big this Black Friday on Dell computers with Intel Core processors, plus free shipping on everything. Call 877-BUY-DELL to speak to a Dell Small Business Technology Advisor, or visit Dell.com/SB Black Friday deals during Dell's biggest Black Friday ever.
Does pain have you sidelined on the bench? Clearway Pain Solutions wants you back in the game. Our team of compassionate, board-certified pain specialists, chiropractors, and physical therapists will relieve your pain and restore your function. For comprehensive, patient-centered care, visit a Clearway doctor at one of our convenient locations near you. Call Clearway Pain Solutions today at 855-527-PAIN or visit our website at clearwaypain.com. That's 855-527-PAIN or clearwaypain.com.
Paul Feinbaum here for the Southeast leader for cranes and equipment rental, Craneworks. The Craneworks team in Nashville, Birmingham, and Mobile is ready to make your next construction or maintenance project a big success. Give Craneworks a call for your next lift, machinery moving, or rigging project. And don't forget, RentalWorks has a full line of rental equipment for jobs both big and small, and now offering qualified operators for all equipment, including aerial and earth-moving equipment. Call Craneworks at 877-282-LIFT or visit them on the web at craneworks.com.
You're listening to Pensacola's home for hometown sports. ESPN Pensacola 1330 AM, 99.1 FM.
And welcome back. Sports Drive with you right here on ESPN Pensacola and Blab TV. Having some fun with you right now alongside Jeff Price. Thanks again to Davis and his puppy dog right there. Drago, right? It was Drago?
Yep.
Yeah, it was coming in here. And Jeff's like, sure, sounds good. He was a cool dog right there.
Or was it Draco? Draco.
Draco.
That's
okay.
what it was.
Okay, yeah.
You were thinking
I was
Rocky.
thinking I was thinking the oysters in New Orleans. Have you been to Drago's? Oh, gosh. So good. They put them up on the, right there on the grill. The oysters. Go to Drago's.
Yeah, I've never had a grilled oyster.
Really?
Everybody's talked about it. I've never had one. I
It's
know
like
you already
going to a fair, not getting a funnel
I feel like
cake.
you're
I don't
looking down upon me
That's
even
all right.
worse now.
No, it's not.
Now I'm a failure.
Some
I'm sorry.
people, I mean, first off, oysters are. I was about to say, first off, that cannot go any lower, Jeff. So I'm just joking. No, but I'm kidding.
That's a true statement.
Oysters are not one of those kind of food groups, so that everybody agrees on. I feel like that's a big I'm either I like oysters or I don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, there's no usually oysters aren't just you pull them out. It's not like one of those looks like a piece of cheesecake sitting there. It's like, but you put it on I usually put a cracker and then a little Tabasco on top and go to town on it right there.
Well, if you're gonna eat them
a little
raw,
butter dip, yeah.
If you're gonna eat them raw, then regardless if they're fried or they're raw, you can always tell if they're not fresh.
Oh yeah.
Even if they're fried, they try to hide it and they deep fry it. You can still tell.
I hate the places that are like we're famous for oysters though, and then you get them and they're like the size of like the
Looks like
the
popcorn
pencil
chicken.
eraser right here. You know what I'm saying? You're like, come on, dude. Yeah. And then they haven't done a good job of
That's why they're
shucking them.
famous for 'em.
Yeah. And then you still
World's
get the
smallest
rock.
oyster.
You're chewing. You're like they haven't done a good job cleaning them, and you're like, all right, we're not coming back here. That $2.99 Las Vegas buffet was a bad idea that day. Milk was a bad choice on that one right there.
Somebody was thinking about getting oysters right now, and they're like, you know what, you guys have totally ruined it.
If you have a night, if you are married or you have a girlfriend or a boyfriend, whoever's listening right now, and you have kids, it is irresponsible to go to town on oysters at like a $3 buffet. I don't think $3 buffets exist anymore, but if you do that, just be wary. Like, you can do it. It's okay.
You're asking
if they
for
have it there, I probably would do it too. I'm one of those kind of people that like don't touch that. And you're like, but I really want it. Like those kids if they have the cookie out and it's like, if you don't eat this cookie, we're gonna buy you dinner, like a large pizza tonight. Just don't eat that one cookie. And you're like, but I want the cookie.
You didn't want the cookie, but now you want the cookie.
I want the cookie. I think I have. Actually, think
You
I
have
have
a
a cookie in here. I think I do have a cookie in here. But but with all that being said, I think I do have a cookie.
Literally
I have some
searching through
crackers
your
here. I
bag.
have some crackers. But yeah, just go down that path. Okay, done with the oysters here. Moving on here to what's going on in college football. One of the things we've talked about is the College Football Playoff Committee and Rob Mullins. And I heard on Feinbaum today, they were talking about it. It's going to be almost impossible for Mullins to be able to walk out of that room and not act like he's going to play a part. Because you do excuse yourself, but that doesn't mean that you're not there with the guys, that you're not in the room. You know, around that, you hang out with these people. A lot of them are either retired or very rich or have jobs where they can fly out there and they're not like having to get rushed back to work for the holidays or put in extra hours or overtime pay. Like these guys, so they're hanging out. Afterwards, it's not like they get to walk them in. They escort them into the room in Grapevine, Texas, into right there at the Gaylord Palms and be like, everybody get in here? All right. Bus is leaving in like 30 minutes, so let's hurry this. We got some Greyhounds out there. We got a couple bags packed. Got the old burlap sack in the back here. Like, these guys are staying there for the week. They're taking their families out to places like Drago's with grilled oysters, and they're enjoying their time out there. So they're not – he's going to be around them. They're having dinner. They're on Tuesday night. Monday night, they're having dinner at some 5-star restaurant in town. So these guys getting the best Texas Frisco steaks out there. So I look right now and say, yeah, if you're on that committee, there's no way Rob Mullins is not going to play a part. However, I don't think it's going to matter because just because he's one voice, we're going to know probably who deserves that spot. We've had times where we've argued before, and arguments will be continued to be made. And Joe sat here and made some valid points about the strength of schedule for Alabama. I think I've made valid points about whether it's not about the strength of schedule as much as look at the eye test. And if anybody can truly tell me that they believe that an Oregon or an Oklahoma right now would beat Alabama with Tua, this was before the Mac Jones conversation, then put them ahead of them. That if you truly believe that Oklahoma with Jalen Hurts, just even after they win their Big 12 conference title, if they win it, if you feel like that team is better than Alabama with Tua before that, then put them in. But nobody would say that. It'd just be like, well, they're conference champions. That's why. Well, who's a better football team to get the 4 best teams? They both have one loss. One played in the SEC. Their only loss is the number 1 in the nation. The other team lost the game to Kansas State. Like, who's a better football team? Well, I mean, Vegas says Alabama would be a 14 to 17 point favorite. Who's a better football team? Well, I mean, see, so we can slice it however we want. And I do, and that's why more than ever I'd love to see an 18 playoff. We got to have an 18 playoff because at that point, conference champ, the argument that it keeps going back to, it's like movies that LeBron versus Jordan. And I'm an MJ, I'm not an MJ fan as his personality or a Hitler stash on TV, and nobody complained. But the thing at MJ, he's the best basketball player I've ever seen. He's the best basketball player I've ever watched.
Boy, you're sparking controversy.
No,
right
I'm
there.
not. I'm saying I am. But the easiest answer to that is what? What is the easiest answer to the MJ LeBron thing? Like the quick answer before everybody gets into the details.
Well, everybody
6
goes,
rings.
Yeah, everybody goes to the ring.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the same thing with this case is you would go to the people that want to make the case. They don't want to hear who's a better football team. They don't want to hear, did they deserve it based on their resume? They just want to say, one's a champion, one's not. They didn't even win their conference.
Yeah.
But it's going to be tough because I think Oregon is deserved. I don't know about Oklahoma right now. I don't think Oklahoma is a deserving team for one of those 4 spots, even though they might get it. But I do believe Oregon is a deserving of a 6 right in that mix. I don't think there's 4 deserving teams this year. I think there's 6 or 7, and I think Oregon's one of them. And I don't know if they're going to be able to get in, and we'll see with Utah. But we got to go to a break. When we come back, we'll get to more on this topic right now as the college football landscape right now has been shaken up, and it will continue. Shaken and stirred. Coming back for more right here on the Sports Drive.
Imogen and I started Jewelers Trade Shop in 1956.
Our goal at Jewelers Trade Shop has always been to give our customers the best experience imaginable. It's something that my grandfather instilled in my father, and without a doubt, my father has passed on to me. Those basic core goals and values that shaped our business 56 years ago are still very much alive and a driving force behind Jewelers Trade Shop today.
For 3 generations, the story continues. Jewelers Trade Shop in downtown Pensacola.
Hey sports fans, we know that we all fumble now and then when we're headed for the end zone, and our vehicles are no exception. Next time your bad ride is a little off sides, take it to Amco Transmission, your total car care facility. And with no interest financing, even with less than perfect credit, you'll drive away feeling as if you caught the winning touchdown. You always make the right play when you take your vehicle to Amco Transmission on Davis Highway, just south of Airport Boulevard. Visit them on Facebook or call 800-GO-AMCO. AA-MCO.
Are your aching feet stopping you from where you want to go? The average person puts a ton of stress on their feet and ankles. At Pensacola Podiatry, Dr. Frank Castagna and Dr. Matt Etheridge are both board certified and understand the importance of foot and ankle health. From the most common foot issue to the most complex, Pensacola Podiatry is always one step ahead with 3 convenient locations and most insurance accepted. For more information, visit them online at pensacolapodiatry.com.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, U.S. Tax Shield can help you take back control. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Our team of tax attorneys can stop collections and get you protected. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the BBB, so call 800-494-6139. U.S. Tax Shield, 800-494-6139.
The wait is finally over. Grizzly Axes is now open on Davis Highway across from O'Charlie's. Grizzly Axes is an unforgettable, exhilarating team-building experience. Whether it be corporate events, bachelor or bachelorette parties, heck, even hanging out with friends after work enjoying some cold beer and throwing axes, Grizzly Axes is Pensacola's go-to location for stress-releasing fun. Reserve your zone now at grizzlyaxe.com. Be a grown axe man at Grizzly Axes on Davis Highway.
You're listening to Pensacola's home for hometown sports. ESPN Pensacola 1330 AM, 99.1 FM.
And welcome back. Sports Drive with you right here. ESPN Pensacola and Blab TV. Chad Brillante with you here on this Thursday afternoon. We've had some fun.
Is this like the playoff committee's theme song for everybody?
Can't always get what you
every
want.
week.
Yeah.
You can't always get what
we
you
got
want.
the Rolling Stones rolling through here, but the difference is this song always, if you know, it's like a 7-minute song for a reason. That beginning part's like 2 minutes, so we wouldn't actually get to the rockin' part for a little while. But it's going to be an awesome time when you look right now at Just gotta. What the blank is this music? It's Rolling Stones. It just takes a little. Look at this now.
Look,
this
Joe,
is the
I've
song.
been saying this to him for a long time.
All right,
This is better, I guess, than the bands he always plays, though. So this is a step
This is
up.
a classic song. Okay, I'm gonna fast forward here. Look at this.
Yeah, but start with that, you know.
Okay,
That's
okay,
better,
well,
right?
yeah, okay, and just give me an extra hand
Do you
here.
feel like you're being attacked right now? Because you
No,
got
I
that
don't.
like defensive.
We got 2
like,
minutes
hands
before
up.
the playoff music starts happening, and let's get to. I want to get to one story here. Maction has come to. What a week of Maction it was. Yeah. $4 tickets, by the way.
Hey, you want to know tonight's? How about this? You're talking about $4 tickets. NC State plays Georgia Tech. Of course,
Yeah, I
at
see
7. $5.
Seeing that tickets
at
as low
Bobby
as
Dodd
$5.
Stadium in
Yeah.
Atlanta.
That's right. Isn't that's sort of insulting when your soda is more expensive than your ticket?
Double the price of your ticket.
You start paying kids. You said they were giving away free at like the student union for some of these games on TV and some of these MAC football games to try to get them out there. It's not, and it's really not. Okay, here, let's be honest. It's not as much about the game being about MAC football as it's freaking freezing out there. It's like 20 degrees, and it's a Tuesday. It's a Tuesday, and it's freezing.
Yep.
And you also assume things like if you know that you're going to be, if you go to, that place that says ladies night, but it's a bunch of dudes that show up because they know it's ladies night. Yep. And there's like, you've gone twice and all it is dudes, creepy dudes at the bar, and there's no ladies and you're single. Like, you're probably not going to go a third time. You know what I'm saying? You might the second time be like, well, maybe that was just bad luck this day. Second time you're like, yeah. This is terrible. Third time's the day you meet.
Oh, more dudes.
That's when you get to meet Bruce. And but I'm telling you, it just gets to that point where you realize that sometimes it's more about everybody else knows that there's nobody going to be there anyway. It's not like everybody in the campus is rallied together and be like, everybody show up. Got cardboard cutouts of people in the stands. It's bad football too.
I'm glad they put these MAC games on in the middle of the week, though. It's awesome.
It's
you got
football.
football.
Yeah, I was watching.
On. And they get their television. That's cool. Awesome. Yeah, sure.
Coming back for more. One more hour. It's the Sports Drive, ESPN Pensacola, and Blab TV.
Football is here. Catch all of the UWF Argos games and the big NFL games every Saturday and Sunday on Pensacola's home for hometown sports. ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM. If you would like to be a part of ESPN Pensacola as a sponsor or promotional partner, just give us a call at 262-6000 or visit our website at espnpensacola.com.
ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM. WEBY, Milton, Pensacola.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Coming up on the Sports Drive, we're going to get to more on tonight's Houston-Indy Thursday night football matchup. We'll also talk some more on Myles Garrett's suspension getting upheld, Pouncey's reduced by 1 game, and Carmelo Anthony in 0-0. Congratulations in honor of his defensive rating in video games.
Has just become the NFL's all-time leading rusher. It's across the middle, and it's caught for the first. It's Baldwin shaking free and sprinting down the sideline for the touchdown. His third of the day. Doug Baldwin.
Derek Brooks, who ran back 3 interceptions for touchdowns in the regular season, does it to cement the Super Bowl.
Boxing's elite, the new WBA heavyweight champion of the world, Roy Jones Jr.
Baldwin beaten. The result has come up on screens that Gatlin's taken it. Goodness me, it was a blue American vest. 992 the Gatlin. 992 by the American champion to take gold.
Another Watson is wearing a green jacket at Augusta. And this time, his name is Bubba.
Scores on a 34-yard touchdown run by the Doak Walker Award winner, Trent Richardson, who broke a lot of Emmitt Smith's records back in Pensacola, Florida.
And welcome back. Sports Drive with you right here on ESPN Pensacola and Blab TV. Chad Brillante with you here. Had some fun today. We were out at Turkey Trot delivering a bunch of Cafe Nola turkeys right there. That's right. Jeff is, as like an elementary school finger painting moment here, has pointed to the turkey on the ball right there. You did that. That was good timing of how you did that. I was like talking about a turkey in here. You're like,
there you go.
There's a turkey. But
right
I gave you that hat. That was the one I got to give to wear. That was I wore that all day. It was wasn't embarrassing when there's a lot of people. I like the festive time of it. I like to enjoy. Jeff and all the folks did a good job, and we had some fun. We delivered. It was about 40 turkeys. When I say we, I delivered about 28. I had to leave early, but it was a lot of fun. Got to see a lot of good people today. We were all over town, City Hall, and 11 Papantonio. A lot of people all over, and thank you guys for being able to eat those turkeys and have some fun with us today. There we go.
Turkey.
Great moment. Great moment. Pros versus Joes. And when it comes to Combine, a lot of people don't look at the Combine as something that should be used whether or not an athlete's great. You have your warriors, your Combine warriors, the Darius Hayward Bays. You have those kind of guys that run 4.4s. But then you have other guys that aren't good at the Combine, but they're good athletes. Yeah. You've seen them play. Hunter Renfrow at 5'7", 160 pounds for Oakland didn't wow anybody at the Combine.
He's not a warrior at the Combine, no.
But if you ever watched any Clemson game your entire life, you knew that the ball was thrown within any range of this dude, and he caught everything. Guy didn't drop anything. Actually, he was honestly, one of the big reasons why not only Trevor Lawrence, but Deshaun Watson before that. Hunter Renfrow, for what, 3 or 4 years, I feel like he was one of those kind of guys, those college guys that's there forever.
Yeah.
But he was one of the solid league candidates. I mean, he made the get. People are like, it was a push-off. No, he made the touchdown against Watson.
Yeah.
I just have to soak it in right there. But no, it was a touchdown. To me, it was a touchdown. Clemson won that game, and Hunter Renfrow was the one that makes the catch, the game-winning catch. He's not going to wow people at a Combine.
But at the Combine, you saw him, and you were just kind of like, with all these other guys, you're like, wait a minute, I swear you were better than that. How are you this bad at the Combine, and yet you were such a stud? But like you said, for some guys, it's a huge plus for them. It gets them up there. It gets their name out there, from these other guys that don't get the opportunities. And for others, I wouldn't say necessarily hurts you because they know if you're a gamer or not. That term, by the way, I'm just going to keep that one.
The gamer one?
Everybody seems to be using it more and more.
Gamer. Jesse Palmer has created
Jesse Palmer. That's his favorite one.
Gamer, yeah. Just a gamer. That's all I'm going to say for now. I'll be like, what do you think of tonight's game?
Two gamers.
Yeah, I like Deshaun Watson. He's a gamer. What did he do last week? He wasn't a gamer, but he's a gamer now.
He's a gamer this week.
He's a gamer this week. Pros versus Joes. All right, what would you rather have to do? Would you rather compete in a home run derby or a 3-point competition against the pro? Like you have to. Everything is on the line.
3 points.
Pros versus Joes. 3-point competition.
Yeah. Well, because the home run derby, you got to have power and everything.
You're given months to choose.
At least,
you're given months.
You could granny a 3-point competition.
I'll get you. There's a guy named Vincenzo that I know that you get about 4 months in you, and then come back out.
No.
Might affect. You might be breaking things in your house. Get out of here, everybody! Break out. Whoa, look at that.
Jeez,
things
are going down.
But I think though that I would go with 3-point competition on this one.
Yeah.
But if it was on the line, you think you have a better chance to beat Steph Curry in a 3-point competition than maybe getting lucky and like Giancarlo Stanton hitting a couple fly balls? Because I actually used to, when I got, protein shakes, I was actually over the counter. Nobody cares about this at all. They want their news. But I've gained about 30 pounds when I was playing. You played baseball. I'm sure shape-wise. But in batting practice, I used to hit a lot of home runs in batting practice. Not Ichiro can crush them. You get someone throwing 80 right down the middle. Hey, that's the story of my career as a pitcher. But you have a guy throwing 80 down the middle, and you can, batting practice should be able. You go to Tate High School, you go to Milton, Pace, Escambia, any of these schools around here, Catholic. I just need to name every school now in this area now that I've started this. But wherever you are, Pine Forest, Gulf Breeze, Northview, wherever you are today, Chipley, Jay.
Wow.
Just continue down.
This is
the whole
rest
of the show. Spanish Fort, Daphne. So whatever you do, though, you can hit home runs if you're a decent hitter in batting practice. So I don't know. I know I'm not being Steph Curry in 3-point guns. I was a decent.
Well, listen, there's probably plenty of guys that have faced us, and we made them famous.
That's right. That's a good point.
They're welcome, by the way. But anyway.
All right, let's get to more pros versus Joes moment. Would you rather take somebody on an incredible putter in golf or a long drive competition?
That is tough. I would rather do the long drive.
See, I would rather use the putter.
I was terrible at putting.
I know, but like Ben Credshaw's going to smoke you. Brad Faxon, one of those guys.
Yeah.
But at least you would have. I feel like you would have a shot to maybe get lucky. There's no brick wall like in putt-putt to hit off the back, but you might get lucky on a snake, like one of those undulated snakes. But long drive, what you have, even if you swing Happy Gilmore style.
That's
like
what I was
Bubba
gonna say. I
Watson
would definitely
still,
Happy Gilmore it.
I could hit it. This is not now it's about me again here. But I could hit it 310 when I hit it off the tee once in a while. Like my average wasn't 310,
That's not what
but
Bubba told me.
But I would try the long drive probably. But short game, you have a better chance of win.
Yeah.
Living dangerously. Would you rather have to be an obnoxious fan, an obnoxious San Francisco 49er fan in Oakland's black hole during one of the big games, a pivotal matchup, maybe the final game when Oakland's about to lose their team to Las Vegas? So you just obnoxious whole thing, making fun of how you're better than the team and their coach and everything. Or you have to be an Auburn fan at Alabama, and Alabama's A-Day game, drunk, just acting like a fool. So you're an Auburn fan at Alabama's A-Day game, just being obnoxious the whole time, or a San Francisco 49er fan in a crucial moment for the playoffs against Oakland in that pivotal matchup, sitting in the black hole with your jersey, like an old school Rice, Montana jersey, just being obnoxious.
Sign me up for Tuscaloosa.
Really?
Yeah, well, for California, that West Coast, you've heard about like the Dodger games and
with
stuff
the
over
Eugene
there. Yeah, they're crazy over there.
Wait, you're defending how an Auburn fan would be treated.
I can't believe I just said. But it's valid though. You go to Alabama games and listen, we get to Alabama. People think they're crazy and stuff. Some of them are, absolutely. I think there's all types of fans that are crazy, but they do a pretty good job if you go to the Alabama games, So unless you're a player on the field.
Moving back to pros versus Joes here, you're not qualified for either of these. We're making that clear. This is clear. This is all of us here. Would you rather be a horse jockey? You can only pick one though. Horse jockey in the Kentucky Derby, or an Indianapolis 500 driver at the Indy 500?
Oh, Indy 500.
Either way, you are. This is going to lead to a bad moment on the news.
Yeah, but at least I'm going to have fun with it. I'm riding a horse. It's just like, eh.
You have no training on horses?
Yeah, I have a little bit, but I mean, I'm not.
You said that with confidence. I have zero, but that was good. I've been on a horse.
But those guys are like the size of this little mini Oregon basketball.
You would look like Shaq out there,
the
ladies
horse
and
would be
gentlemen.
Like, the horse would be like, "What are you doing?
Get on the mic and be like, we want to make this clear that Jeff Price is a regular size human being here, but you're just like way over. Just maybe you could bat him off or something. But I could see you just getting dragged at the end.
Oh yeah, for sure.
One of those California stables.
At least I would have fun with the Indy 500. I'd be that guy that's like 18 laps down in the first 20 laps. I'm just sitting there driving, taking my corners. I'm down with that.
Continuing here, pros versus Joes. All right, hockey. An embarrassment as a goalie, or you have to be playing right in the center of it all right there as a winger the entire game. But all is on you. And it's also overtime where there's only 4 at that point on the ice.
So
you're either a goalie for the game, and you're not getting pulled, so it's like a Impractical Jokers episode. You're just going to get booed. Or you have to be the full game skating on the ice. No line changes. Just straight winger right there, center ice.
When I was little, that's how I broke my arm playing hockey.
Really?
Yeah, at the Bay Center. No, I would probably go goalie because
you're learning a lot about your life here. This is more like a shrink interview here.
No, I would probably go goalie for one. Probably you're talking about no line changes. Like, geez.
Yeah, you're going to be extremely.
You're going to be just dead.
Connor McDavid, by the way. I don't know why I just said that like some foreigner. Right? Connor McDavid. Connor McDavid is awesome. He is fun to watch. I watched that game against the Sharks the other night. Man, he's getting better too. But he's fun to watch. Side note out of nowhere.
What about you? What would you choose on that?
I would choose the goalie. I actually used to play goalie. Yeah, back in '93. That's right, '93 roller hockey league. And no, it was actually at. I know it was right off Derry Road in Melbourne, Florida, and I think I was 12, but I was a goalie. I was a pretty good goalie too, because my brain works like a goalie. Like where slap shot this way, like it's always going. You have to always be like moving without being moving. You know, like goalies. You just always have to think of 15 things happening. What makes a good goalie is to think of the things before they occur. Yeah. And so I was actually good at goalie, but I would not live dangerously on the ice. Just get cross-check up on the boards. I would fake it like, oh, hip. Like he didn't check you, dude. Get off the. All right, Winter Olympics. Would you rather, if you had to compete? Oh, this one's gonna be fun. The luge or the long jump in the Winter Olympics?
Oh, jeez. I would want to say the long jump because it would be a shorter embarrassment than the luge, and like you're hauling.
About that. The luge, you can cry like a baby inside the luge. Like nobody on TV, you can get like some music, like NBC could talk over you, and but if you were
but see, I could
the
fake
long
an injury.
Jump, we're gonna watch your leg snap. And
I
then
could
be
fake an injury before I even jump. I could.
No. You have to
geez,
compete. Well, they're pushing you down the ramp anyway. Then no, you are going on this. That does not. You don't get to call in work sick on this one. I think this one's a clear luge. Because you cry like a baby, but at least you should survive unless it tips. Then you could die. But the long jump, unless you're a pro skier, you're going to severely hurt yourself.
I thought you were talking about. Okay, you said
I'm talking the long jump where
you said no. I'm on board now. Okay, I got you.
Guys that go 100 feet in the air.
I did not even compute that you had said Winter Olympics, and I was thinking the long jump, like you just run and jump. No. Okay, now, yes, then the luge for sure. That's
either
no
way.
doubt.
This isn't a bobsled team, by the way.
I'm going to die if I do the long jump.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, yeah.
I'm going to be the guy that like his head gets stuck in upside down.
You have some real stones if you're. I would like to see. That would be. I don't know why I'd like to see that. You have a good chance of dying. So I wouldn't like to see that. But you on the long jump, that would be. Would you risk that like ill will? Like you think Mason Rudolph or Myles Garrett is wishing that on Mason Rudolph to like see him on the long jump?
Leaving that one alone.
You like a good death penalty kind of move, like give
him
no pads.
Go on the long jump.
A pair of boxers and a long
Roger
jump.
Goodell's up there; he just shoves you down.
Good luck if you survive this. Even if you do, we just rip you apart by wolves.
And
people like Larry Nassar.
If you do survive it, you still have a 6-game ban. So.
Oh, Carmelo Anthony is in town playing for the Portland Trailblazers. Let's get that going right now. Melo brought it. He just brought his jersey.
Did he ever figure out how to play defense though?
Carmelo Anthony, and with all being, we love to latch on to stories. Carmelo Anthony was at one point one of the best offensive players I've ever seen in the game.
Absolutely.
And remember, he went to college too at Q's and won, and if it wasn't for him, they had no shot. But Carmelo Anthony, when he was with the Nuggets, was one of the best offensive players ever in the game. Well, it's not being.
There's no debating.
No. It's like Vince Carter's playing at like 80 right now. He's seen AARP already. He's out there like bringing in the walker. Like they give him like his little like pudding cup, and then like, all right, bedtime's at 6. But then Vince Carter but Vince Sandy at one point was jumping over 7'4" centers. Like Vince Carter was the most freakish athlete ever. But he's old now. He's different. Carmelo's never going to be the same guy right now, and it's only going to get worse over time when he takes the court for people to be like, he's not that good. He's sat out. He's doing YouTube videos of like shaking kids down at a gym, taking jump shots. It's not going to get you brownie points overall. But the one thing we can tell you is he's never played defense. I don't think that's going to change. Defense is hustle, and I don't know. Like, that he makes so much money. He's been so close to playing for teams that could have taken that next step. That you have good coaches like George Karl coach him. George Karl's one of the best coaches I've seen. He's done more with less. When he was at Seattle, he was a great coach. Denver, he was a great coach. George Karl, I am sure, who is a defensive-minded kind of guy, sat him down at one point. Has to. And been like, come on, Carmelo, what can we do?
Give me something here.
So I'm just going to go home, man. Score another 27 for you last night. Be like, play some defense, bro. Take a charge.
Yeah.
Take a charge. And this isn't high school where you're going to get extra PT. He was going to get PT anyway. But
just on this basketball note, the James Harden Westbrook thing, have you kind of kept up with that a little bit?
Little. I'm not going to lie. I've watched a little TNT, ESPN basketball. I was watching the Clippers last night, that overtime game. Good game with the Celtics. I'm a Celtic fan, so I'll watch that game. But, God, by the way, Jason Tatum is he's getting better and better every single game.
He's filthy.
He is filthy. Kemba Walker is sort of hot and cold, but he's a good player. But Kawhi Leonard's the best player in the NBA right now. I mean, he is the best player in the NBA.
Yeah, I think without anything, you can't debate that right now. I mean, you can not agree with it, that's fine, but I think that's just because you just don't like him.
Like LeBron James is always going. If you use the card, who has the most talent? LeBron James always has the talent,
right?
But that's not the question we're asking. That's like Julio Jones. I think always has the best talent at receiver. He's not the best receiver in the game right now. Michael Thomas, guys like that, the way they're playing. It's all you got to take that all into fruition to how they play, and that's they're not right now. You got Kawhi Leonard every game. Last night they're down 10 with 4 minutes left, and he just takes control. Patrick Beverley too, by the way. That was pretty. Beverley. Let's go back to the conversation you were talking about though with the NBA and talking about the players, and I think though that Carmelo's never going to be that kind of guy. He's not going to. But they don't need him for that. I guess
that's the thing is they didn't get him because of that.
No.
They don't expect that out of him, and he's a role player. And that's what they need right now. So, offensively, he's awesome. But I do I love these articles that are like, oh, his new workouts have molded his new approach. Yeah. He's got the same approach. He's always had the same approach. Let's just be honest.
Well, it might be just sitting there in a suit and tie. That might be his approach going forward. So
that is a new approach.
With Brian Scalabrine. You know coming back for more. It's the Sports Drive. We'll see if we can I know he's been under the radar. I text earlier, and usually at least text back as a yay or thumbs up. He's getting good with emojis, apparently. Yeah, 80-year-old Pat Dye, a legend in college football, Auburn Tiger head coach. He's come on the show for now about 5.5 years, him and Gene Stallings. Every Wednesday, Coach Stallings at 5:30, and Pat Dye at 6 o'clock Central Time on Thursday. But he's been under the radar. He's been in the hospital the last couple of weeks, so I'll try to effort him, and we'll see. But maybe coming back with Pat Dye, we'll get to more on the Tua injury, and looks like a full recovery is ahead, which is good news. But that full recovery is not going to be good news for him. It's good news with the recovery and the process of the surgery, but it's just unfortunate, the whole situation that went down. We're coming back for more. It's Sports Drive on ESPN Pensacola and Blab TV.
Bowling is a sport that will last you a lifetime, and at Cordova Lanes on Airport Boulevard, every night there is something exciting happening. Like on Tuesday and Thursday, it's penny a pin. Bowl 100, pay $1. Or how about starting your weekend off right by reserving a lane for just $25 at Moonlight Bowling. Enjoy a fresh-made pizza and the lowest pitcher prices in Pensacola. So what are you waiting for? It's time to roll your way into Cordova Lanes and experience fun like never before.
Hello, sports fans. Miles Bentley here, General Manager at Hill Kelly Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Pensacola. Growing up, I always loved sports. Nothing but net, out of the park, through the uprights. Sink the puck Bentley, that was me. But my love of the game couldn't beat my love for Pensacola and helping folks get on the road of dreams in a new Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Sure, I never went to the big leagues in sport, but we're all pro here at Hill Kelly Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Proud to be in Pensacola.
Does pain have you sidelined on the bench? Clearway Pain Solutions wants you back in the game. Our team of compassionate, board-certified pain specialists, chiropractors, and physical therapists will relieve your pain and restore your function. For comprehensive, patient-centered care, visit a Clearway doctor at one of our convenient locations near you. Call Clearway Pain Solutions today at 855-527-PAIN or visit our website at clearwaypain.com. That's 855-527-PAIN or clearwaypain.com.
The wait is finally over. Grizzly Axes is now open on Davis Highway across from O'Charlie's. Grizzly Axes is an unforgettable, exhilarating team-building experience. Whether it be corporate events, bachelor or bachelorette parties, heck, even hanging out with friends after work enjoying some cold beer and throwing axes, Grizzly Axes is Pensacola's go-to location for stress-releasing fun. Reserve your zone now at grizzlyaxe.com. Be a grown axe man at Grizzly Axes on Davis Highway.
I'm really hungry, but I don't want to spend a fortune.
Well, you're in luck. Now you can get Denny's Super Slam with 2 eggs, 2 bacon strips, 2 sausage links, hash browns, and 2 pancakes, all for just $5.99.
That is a great deal. So I get all of that for just $5.99?
You sure do.
Wow, this meal just keeps getting better and better.
Some might say super.
I see what you did there.
The $5.99 Super Slam is back. See you at Denny's.
Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. No substitutions.
The UWF Argos are back in the playoffs in football.
Yeah!
And your home for Argonaut football is ready to get the party started. Join us at Seville Quarter this Saturday for the UWF Watch Party as Davis Allen and the Sports Call will kick things off at 10. Pregame at 11:30 with Will Kennedy and the first round playoff matchup versus Wingate with kickoff at noon. You don't want to miss out. This arguably could be the best party ever. Brought to you by Central Credit Union, where you belong.
The Paul Feinbaum Show.
Everything you wanted to happen hasn't happened.
Oh my gosh, that's all any of y'all want to talk about is Alabama.
You're really not understanding the conversation, but anyway, we can move on.
Alabama's dynasty has just begun.
Hold on a second, Charles. Somebody wants to talk to you.
I don't want to talk that compelling moron.
He's nothing but a lame-headed old man.
2 till 5 every weekday afternoon. ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM.
You're out of your freaking mind, cowturd.
You're listening to Pensacola's home for hometown sports. ESPN Pensacola 1330 AM 99.1 FM.
Welcome back. Sports Drive with you right here. ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM. Chad Brilliante alongside Jeff Price. One of those kind of days. We were out there delivering turkeys for the holidays since early this morning. And, I'm tired, but it was a good day. It's a good day overall. Jeff, I know you've had a tired day too, and good family man. So I'm just saying I'm ready to watch some football tonight. I'm ready to, eat that chili, that good chili.
That
was good chili. So, Jeff...
Did she make that?
I clearly didn't. Yeah, she did. Yeah, she's
awesome.
the guy.
Awesome chili.
Yeah. So my wife made this crock pot chili, and I had told Jeff if he helped me move, because we've been moving, and if he helped move some stuff out of the shed, I'd go buy him lunch. Then I realized my wife made a delicious chili, so I saved money. And
way
better.
Way better.
Right there. That was some good stuff right there, though. But I'm going to eat a big bowl of that chili and sit there and watch the game tonight. So both of the games. Which where is the watch-o-meter on Georgia Tech, NC State versus Houston, Indy? Now that they're televising Thursday night on Fox and all the channels that we can watch.
It depends. I love watching college football anyway.
Yeah.
But
this is a real bad football game.
Yeah, but it's a big matchup in the NFL.
The NFL one's a good one.
The winner takes division control right there for their division there, and I don't know. It's now that Georgia Tech doesn't run the triple option, it's just weird. It's like watching if Navy was to change and run to a spread. You're just kind of like, what? What are you doing? Get out of here! I don't want to watch you anymore.
These are two bad football teams in the ACC. These are bad football teams for the ACC. Florida State
That's true, yeah.
destroyed NC State. That's
everybody.
That's all you need to know.
Destroyed
Florida State destroyed them. That's all you need to know. Someone's like, is that some kind of slapped comment right there you made about that? Go Seminoles. I'm telling you though, I think if
$5 tickets, by the way, just remember that.
Carmelo Anthony's trainer was just interviewed, and his comment was, look, he's worked at his D, and he's going to take less jumpers. Like, nobody, I don't even know if anyone asked that question. That's like when you've done something. Like, you come home from work, you're like, that was the same paint job I had on the car when I came here. Wasn't our car green? What is this? I
didn't notice until you brought it up.
Yeah, but why would you even bring that? I was just going to give you a hug and say, how was your day at work? Guy was probably asked, is Carmelo excited to be in Portland? What does he think on the West Coast? Be like, he's going to play D and he's going to take less jumpers, okay?
That's not what
Back
I
off and be like,
Wait a minute.
Sorry about that. Be like, if he does, that'd be a shock. That'd be a huge story right there. But, working on pick and rolls. I'm not reading any more of that. Looking at things we should not forget. Here we go. Things have we forgot, have we moved on in the sports world? UCF's fake national title.
No.
I agree.
I don't believe it.
Tiger Woods about being a good golfer.
Have we forgot that?
No. Things. Should we?
No.
Should we move
Tiger
on?
Woods was
Is it
awesome.
time to move on? No. I'm not. No, you're missing that point here. Tiger Woods right now being a good golfer. Are we moving on from that? Is he you know what? He's going to win a tournament here and there, but let's not try to.
Okay.
All right. Cleveland being happy about Baker Mayfield. Have we moved on from that, or
I think we've moved on from that.
They're not believing right now. They're not like
I don't
you know,
think
when
they
you're
know
like,
what to believe though, because it's up and down. I mean, it's one of those like they want to get excited, but at the same time, like he's this hoorah type guy, but then he goes and lays an egg out there, and he just needs. I don't know. What do you
gave
think?
him a couple ghost tickles out there. We'll see if this one. Looking at this, Florida State, UCF, but Florida talking about have we moved on from? Remember Chip Kelly? Could have been Florida Gators head coach. Have we moved on from that?
Yeah.
I think we have moved on from that. Alex Ovechkin partying with the Lord Stanley's Cup. He had that cup for a long time, and he partied with it. He treated it like that guy that's driving home right now in his pickup truck with 250,000 miles that was going to stack a bunch of Busch Light cans up there tonight and say, how cool is this? I made my son a pyramid in the garage.
That's what we would do, though.
That's
That's what I would do.
That's what I would do, too.
You win something like that? Yeah, absolutely.
I'm waiting at home. Layton's going to be playing with that Busch Light pyramid weekend. But I think, though, I would not like to move on from that. Justify winning the Triple Crown. Have we moved on?
Yes.
Sister Jean in Loyola, Chicago. Have we moved on? Or should we never forget?
Never forget.
Her spirit.
Never.
Her kindness. Her sideways cap on a 9-year-old woman.
Never, ever forget a sideways cap on a 90-year-old woman.
Legalized sports betting and the change of the culture. Have we moved on, or is that something now that still should be a topic?
I think it should still be a topic.
Gritty, the Philadelphia Flyers mascot. Looked like he could spook some kids.
Can we please move on from that thing?
College football playoff and making it more than 4 teams.
No, let's continue to talk about that.
One beating a 16 finally when Maryland, Baltimore County, the underdog story that was a retriever, went out there and beat Virginia. Then Virginia comes back. How cool is that story, though? How have they not had the 30 for 30? Have they made that yet? Like, how are they? They've got it.
I haven't seen it.
I know it takes a little while for production and things like that, but like, how do we not have Virginia losing to Maryland, Baltimore County as a 1 seed, first ever to do that? That was the easiest thing for Joe Lunardi and Jay Billis and everybody to talk about. Like, well, you don't pick the 16s versus the 1s because it's never happened. Then Maryland does that, and we're like, well, that's out the window.
The fact that it's Baltimore County, it makes you think like a high school team beat them, because you hear about this stuff. But
and then they got waxed the next week too by like 30. I didn't made it worse. And they didn't just beat them. It wasn't one of those Bryce Drew, Valparaiso half-court shots. It was like they just destroyed them by 20. But then for the same team to turn around and go out there like Kyle Guy and Ty Jerome and all these guys making the shots, DeAndre Hunter, and that team to win it all this year just made the story that much more cool. And really, I know we slice whatever story we want on whatever way we want to look at it, but what it also opened up the door to realize is everybody that's like, well, they don't have much offense. They're just a defense team, and they were overrated anyway. Look, they lost. They were a 1, and they lost to a 16. Okay. Well, that team was given another shot the next year and went out there and won it all.
Yep.
So imagine if there was only 4 or 5 teams in a college basketball championship. Virginia would never have won a title. I know it's different in college basketball. You can get hot at the right time.
Yeah, absolutely.
We've seen a lot of 7 or 8 seeds. Kemba Walker and UConn. I think they were a 7 seed. There's a lot of teams get hot. But George Mason, they would never be able to make a Final Four in football. You never have even North Dakota State and these guys out there with Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz wouldn't be able to walk in that team. That team would get choked by a team like Georgia or LSU or Alabama.
Sure.
I mean, it wouldn't be close. And anyone arguing that, it's not an argument. They would get crushed. You like UWF, we're rooting our Argos on. We're excited about Saturday. You got a preview ahead here in a second. I know that. But they would get destroyed by a team
Yeah, well, you got to be realistic.
You got to be real with where we're at. I mean, I'd hope people would understand.
Well, I don't think Coach Shinnick's going out there saying, we want LSU.
No, he doesn't. No,
it's different. Doesn't mean you're not a great football team, but it's why we have divisions.
So let's get back to Gritty, and what he means to fill it. No, okay. Talk about somebody got paid. By the way, somebody got paid to figure out that mascot. Looks like somebody had a bad night at Taco Bell, and somebody had a mop, a clean mop sitting there, and somebody had a bad night at Taco Bell. Think about that story. That's Gritty. That's how Gritty was created.
Were drugs involved?
Well, to get to that.
When you look at him, you're thinking well, they had to be involved, surely.
Should have been the number one selling the Halloween costume. It scared the bejesus out of me. Like, oh my God, there's a devil and a ghost. Gritty, get the kids. It's great.
He's one of those. So if the listeners have not seen him, please Google him.
No, you might get a virus on your computer. This is inappropriate. If what you're looking at has shut down malware on the.
But you double take at him. You're like, wait a minute, really? That's a mascot?
That is a mascot on the ice to distract people. Like this conversation. UWF, big game against Wingate. The game is going to be at noon right here. You can catch it on your home for Argos football, ESPN Pensacola. We're excited about it. We're going to be down at Seville Quarter and having a good time. I was talking to Buck today, actually down there, Buck and also Jack yesterday, Jack Williams, and we had a chance. They're excited that we're going to be down there setting up, having some fun, and we are going to have fun. I mean, this is because it's very rare. We root for all these teams in your colleges, but UWF is the only team. It's a fact until Pensacola State, which they won't as a community college right now. I don't believe in the next couple of years. And I know Bill Hamilton, their AD, pretty well. He's a good friend. And but I don't. There's no way that we're going to have another college team here in the next 5, 6, 7, maybe ever. So at this point, let's embrace the one college that we have here in Pensacola. And they're doing an awesome job. Last time they were in the playoffs, they went to a national title game. You called the games. You right there. You know this is. It's a good football team. We were on the sidelines right there with Shugart and everybody last week, and 48-37 win. I don't know what to expect. Give us a little synopsis on Wingate, because somebody asked me today, what do you think? And I told them the honest. I was talking to Dave Hoxing on the bus, and Dave was like, who do you think? And I said, I don't know. The answer I'm going to give you is not an answer that I can truthfully say who's going to win this game, because I don't know Wingate at all. I've never seen them play this year.
Right.
But I can tell you this, and this about UWF.
Well,
so let's hear it about Wingate on cue. It's like I have none of this.
If you go back and we always like to compare maybe a common opponent, but it's tough because Division II is a little bit different. Well, Wingate beat Carson Newman 30-28, and that was UWF's loss. The very first game of the year. Yeah. But it's one of those things too. Like that Carson Newman running that style of offense, it's that ground game, and they don't pass a lot. They just That's tough because it's all about a matchup. That's one of those, like, some teams are built for it and some are not. Listen, let's go ahead and get this out there. The winner of this game goes to play Valdosta State. And UWF's already proven they can play with Valdosta State. They were literally a score away from taking that game. And UWF is built on their defense. Their defense is awesome. I mean, they're if you haven't watched them, last week against West Alabama, they had a bit of a hiccup. But they've got some talented guys out there. Now, they had some injuries, of course, but the West Florida offense, I think, is the biggest surprise because we come in with Austin Reed at quarterback he is just phenomenal. Mm-hmm. I mean, he is just top notch. You look at him for the Argos, they're second in the Gulf South Conference, which, if you're not familiar with the Gulf South Conference, it's like the SEC of Division II. Mm-hmm. Like, they're top to bottom, they're really, really good. They're averaging 35 points a game. Their defense is averaging giving up 15 a game. For this Wingate, Wingate rolled into this a few years ago, and don't just look at records because they really don't mean anything at this point. Mm-hmm. You're in the playoffs. In my opinion, looking at Wingate and looking at UWF roster-wise, top to bottom, and I'm not trying to be biased here. This is just purely going off of what I see.
I can't believe you're picking Wingate like this. Huh?
No, absolutely not.
Oh, okay.
UWF's battle-tested, and I think that the fact that they've had 3 tough games in the season has been perfect. I think last week, and I said it and I'll say it again, we were watching that game on the sidelines, against West Alabama. And the fact that they had to battle back the way they did, they could have easily just folded,
Like I could have with shorts on that day.
You folded.
40 degrees. I could have folded.
But you battled.
I did battle through it right there. It was freezing.
Jumping around and everything. Yeah. No, but I think that's going to benefit them, where playing in the GSC, it's like when we see those SEC teams go out and play maybe the ACC or something like that. Like, it's just a different level. And I think that West Florida is going to prevail in this game. I know it's at Wingate, but I don't think it matters for them because UWF's been road warriors too. People are traveling out there. I heard that Davis told us they're flying out there to Virginia or North Carolina. I'm sorry. I think it's awesome, but I don't. The only question I have, and this is my thing where I know the Coach Shinnick. It all comes down to coaching. He's not going to have those guys looking to that Valdosta State game because they understand it's the playoffs. I think UWF wins here. I'm going to go 35-14.
I mean, I would hope we can celebrate. We'll stay after and watch the other games at that point. I mean, they did it last time. What was it? 30? Was it 35-0 last time they played? Yeah. I mean, they've proven that before. Look, they've never lost them. This is one of these kind of stats that I'm trying to make my point sound better. It's based on 1 year in the playoffs, but they've never lost a regular season playoff match. I mean, that makes no sense. They've never lost a playoff matchup outside of a national title game. So they were 4-0 before the national title game, and so on these games on the road, meaning not a neutral site field, a road playoff game, they never lost. I guess you can put it that way.
Yeah.
But, the matchup against Wingate should be fun. We're going to be all out there, and I believe they actually have spreads on these. So I would like to find a way. I think you can actually find these, like covers.com or something. When you get to the playoffs in Division II football, they usually have the spreads. You can't usually do that. You usually try to justify it whatever local market you're in on where you would set it. But I think they actually have them now. Looking at by the way, today was the day back on, good old infamous moments, looking back at some classic ones. By the way, in the Bluegrass Miracle, do you remember who was the coach for LSU back in November 9th, 2002? They were showing some of the classic moments of SEC history. Think about it. Who was the LSU coach?
Saban.
Yeah,
old Nick.
Good old Nick Saban on there on the side. He wasn't even trying to go like LASIK on us. He had the shade. He had glasses on the sidelines and stuff. He was out, but there was. I remember. Do you remember? There's some plays in sports where you remember where you were at. Do you remember the Bluegrass Miracle where you were at watching? You do not. You do not remember that?
I don't.
How
I was probably farming somewhere.
Yeah, it was the. I remember I was sitting there. A bunch of Marshall Thundering Herd people were in there as well because that's where I remember the Herd chant. We were talking with Justin last week, but it was at a Beef O'Brady's, and it was back in Palm Bay, Florida. I remember that. Yeah. 2002 right there. Big year. Big high school year. That was I think that's one of those. Devery Henderson, his speed, and Saints fans found out later on how good the guy was and his speed. But that play, if people didn't know, they had already, and this is just a sad moment as is, but I remember Guy Morris, they had already hit him with the Gatorade bucket, already splashed it. They were the underdog against the defending champion LSU Tigers. LSU was ahead by as many as 14 points at one point, led 24-14 after a field goal. But Kentucky came back with a 13-3 run, tied at 27-27. However, a Kentucky player called the Wildcats last time out on first down with LSU right there at the 11. With 15 seconds left on the clock, and rather than risking a turnover or a tackle, he found a way to the Wildcats watched right there where they hit a 29-yard field goal. This was with a few seconds left to make it 30-27. Well, they kicked the ball off, pinned the team at their own 9-yard line. And then quarterback Marcus Randall finds Michael Clayton on the sidelines.
Marcus Randall.
Which they thought at that point the chances for success were considered slim because Randall's arm was not that strong, obviously, to reach the opponent's end zone. And they had to go 70-plus yards. It was a 74-yard play. Kentucky players were so confident that they'd already, like we said, Gatorade Bath Morris on the sidelines. Yeah. He was running on the field, Gatorade Bath. And then on the final play, Randall threw it from his own 18-yard line, released the ball, and it went right down there for a chance to make the play. The pass was 25 yards short of the end zone. However, the ball was deflected off the hand of a Kentucky player. Bat it down! That's one of the people scream a little louder in the Bluegrass State now. Bat it down! Deflected as wide receiver Devery Henderson ran by the 15-yard line, caught it into the end zone. Like, wow, that moment. And I remember the face of Morris, the coach for Kentucky at that point, just looking in like.
With Chad Morris?
First off, freezing. Chad Morris was walking off. Chad Morris did not know what it felt. Chad Morris doesn't know what it feels like to get Gatorade bath at all.
Yeah.
Do you think it would have been like appropriate to Gatorade bath them if they would have found a way to win against Vanderbilt if they were on their schedule this year? Like, thank you. You're like,
slap in the face.
Stop, please. Please. The only thing I have going for me is these expensive T-shirts and suits because I got paid a lot, but I have not won. But no, that was up there for just moments that left people in shock and awe. The Bluegrass Miracle didn't change the dynamics of a national title, but it's like the Boise State versus Oklahoma play. Their band is on the field for people in the 80s. I mean, there's some moments where you'll never forget, and that was one of them. When we come back, we'll get to more on what's going on right now with the game coming around the corner with about 30 minutes to go before Houston and Indy get it kicked off. A big matchup in the AFC South, both at 6-4 and both at this point trying to fight for one of those playoff spots, knowing that it's not going to be easy. Your Tennessee Titans coming off a bye week with Ryan Tannehill running over linebackers should be fun to figure out how to play defense. Coming back for more right here. It's the Sports Drive, ESPN Pensacola and Blab TV.
There's a lot going on right now, and broadcasters are on the ground covering all of it, bringing you the weather, the traffic, and breaking news, all while entertaining you 24 hours a day. Someone needs to tell you what's going on around the world and in our hometowns, and that someone is us. We are free radio. We are always there.
We are broadcasters. ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM.
What'd you do this time, Brad?
I'm in the doghouse after my hunting trip last weekend.
Yeah, I was too. I blew off our date for an FSU game.
How'd you get out of the doghouse?
Stillwater's Day in Medical Spa. I got her a gift card. It took 3 minutes at swmedspa.com. She booked it this Saturday.
Saturday? So 9 holes then?
Tee time's at 8.
To enjoy a hassle-free guys' weekend, let her relax at Stillwater's Day in Medical Spa. Visit swmedspa.com. Stillwater's Day in Medical Spa. Voted Best Day Spa 8 years in a row.
Hey, sports fans, we know that we all fumble now and then when we're headed for the end zone, and our vehicles are no exception. Next time your bad ride is a little off sides, take it to AMCO Transmission, your total car care facility. And with no interest financing, even with less than perfect credit, you'll drive away feeling as if you caught the winning touchdown. You always make the right play when you take your vehicle to AMCO Transmission on Davis Highway, just south of Airport Boulevard. Visit them on Facebook or call 800-GO-AMCO. AA-MCO.
Happy Honda Days sales event is here at Pensacola Honda. Get a 2019 Honda CR-V LX two-wheel drive for only $299 per month, $39.99 down. You own it. Or how about a 2019 Honda Accord sedan continuously variable transmission LX for only $175 a month, 36-month lease, $39.99 due at signing. Rates as low as 0.9 APR on 2019 Ridgeline models. See dealer for details. Online at PensacolaHonda.com, home of the one price, low price guarantee.
Are your aching feet stopping you from where you want to go? The average person puts a ton of stress on their feet and ankles. At Pensacola Podiatry, Dr. Frank Castagna and Dr. Matt Etheridge are both board certified and understand the importance of foot and ankle health. From the most common foot issue to the most complex, Pensacola Podiatry is always one step ahead with 3 convenient locations and most insurance accepted. For more information, visit them online at PensacolaPodiatry.com.
Calling all Gator fans. Time to get down and dirty in the swamp.
Tony to the end zone, caught, touchdown! Here comes Ramoso, and the Gators win! Jordan Matthews is a postseason hero!
ESPN Pensacola 1330 FM 99.1 brings you Go Gators every Tuesday at 1 p.m. Go Gators on ESPN Pensacola 1330 FM 99.1. Brought to you by the Holman Law Firm.
You're listening to Pensacola's home for hometown sports. ESPN Pensacola 1330 AM 99.1 FM.
Welcome back, Sports Drive, ESPN Pensacola, Blab TV, Chad Brillante with you here, getting set to go Houston, Indy in NFL football tonight, both 6-4, and out there to know J.J. Watt. At this point, J.J. Watt's career will be remembered as one of the elite defensive players, what he did off the field as just a great human being, or the injuries that plagued his career. Jeff, what to you would be out of those three? What you think of when you first think J.J. Watt?
I go back to the whole when the hurricane went through Houston.
How good of a human he is, and
right?
Yeah,
and
I would agree.
I mean, yeah, he's a fantastic player, and you hate the injuries, but
yeah.
The first thing I think, and I think it's awesome. The first thing that pops in my mind is how he jumped in and just took over that whole thing. I mean,
he's doing something. He's using the power that people would love and cherish to have.
Yes.
I mean, we always say if we made $90 million, $100 million in a career, I would do a lot of charity. I really would. I'm not saying that like, oh, it's easy to say he doesn't have that money. I was pulling out ones earlier and throwing them in the air as a joke, but Pac-Man Jones style. But if I had money, I would definitely, I'd try to do what I can. I would first off, if I had that type of money, I'd probably help build the Escambia County Sports Complex, which we badly need. We need there was a feasibility study. Ray Palmer, Pensacola Sports, Ray a friend, and right now it wasn't feasible. They were talking about the Bay Center and how they would do that, build a whole complex around there. They still don't have the money and resources. It wasn't the path that we took, but I hope one day we can still have it. Yeah. And I understand there's more important things. And someone driving on Pine Forest Road right now is like, get 9 Mile on this thing fixed real quick out here. Like there's some construction and other things going. There's other projects happening in life. You know, I get it. I'm not going to sit here and like they just go to what I like. But I would love to see that. I would love one day as Layton's 3. I'd love when she's 14, 15 to be able to know that everybody in town could get kids together in one spot. And people, if you're at like the YMCA or somewhere, we have pickup basketball games there. No, I'm talking one sports complex. There's cities that have one place that is, You got 4 or 5 basketball courts across. You got tennis courts. You've got, areas where kids can take, different classes. They can get educated. They like, meaning that like what Mr. Robbins' neighborhood does with Fred Robbins, but on a bigger scale and on a whole area that people can go to. A lot of places have that. I think, honestly, I feel like I'm going down a political road, so I'm not, but I feel like if we had more of those places in this country that a lot of good athletes, Anquan Bolden, a lot of people have donated time and money to, had more areas where kids wanted to on the weekends or when summer was out there and they weren't in detention or had to do summer school, that they could go to these areas and hang out all day and enjoy their time. And yes, I understand there are places, but one place where you bring the whole, not separated within areas of town, but one place that all kids could go out there and join. I think it'd be a blast. And I think it would help a ton at a young age to show that people wouldn't see race, people wouldn't see, people would get along together, that they would look at people as Pensacolians, as friendships, as relationships, as people that, and also staying healthy. I mean, that's one thing we all regret. Look, I just talked about eating that chili. What we're not talking about is there's no actually like, hey, I'm going to go play a 3-hour pickup game of basketball afterwards. It's eat that chili and then eat it the next night and then go like, oh, man, got to get a new belt. When you're out there getting to have that opportunity to play with other kids and do that, you keep yourself in shape. I would love to see that. Look, we've had a chance to help build this ESPN station, and I always take pride in that. And Dave and Mary and the folks give me the opportunity. Doug and the folks at Blab give me the opportunity as well, and everybody with this. But the one thing, if we could get an opportunity to build a sports complex for everybody, that would be so cool. That would be amazing.
Well, and to go
I don't
back,
have the money. I'm just throwing that out there. I'm not doing it today. So
I played. Remember, I told you, we played our softball team plays the Exchange out there
Yeah.
sometimes, and we played 2 games last night.
That's a pretty
and
cool
played for the
club out there.
championship. It's awesome.
I've been
out there,
there.
the things they do.
Met somebody named Cinnamon out there in Nashville. Oh, the Exchange. Oh, the Exchange. The Exchange.
Different
That was
conversation.
was 18 and
come back to me, Chad.
Okay, I was
Come
a
back
freshman in college. Okay, never mind. Sorry. Never mind.
No, but I woke up this morning and was like hobbling. I was like, geez, playing in college, this would be nothing. Like, you used to go out and play 6 or 7 games just for the heck of it, go play pickup games after that. But no, the thing is, we had the people. We had the people that would donate their time. They would volunteer all the time for that kind of stuff. We
got good people around here. We have
got
a lot
great
of good
people
Yeah,
around here. I mean, that's the thing is people don't realize how many awesome people do things around the community that we don't know about. But it's once again, it's because we're all one's over here, one's back over here. If we had that one place, man, that would be sweet. I know it's
really
easier said than done.
I know.
But
and I think Ashton Brosnahan does that for a lot of soccer tournaments. I know Perdito's got a really nice complex. They hold a lot of tournaments for soccer. Yeah, the Blue Wahoos does a great job of hosting. We get teams like Michigan State down here for baseball and things like that for the Cox Diamond Invitational. But there's still more to be done. I mean, think about the growth. We've gone from Strongtown's had us with Quinn Studer and a lot of people's help, the number one downtown in the whole country. They were rated number one. Our downtown was rated number one Strongtown in the country for downtown and how it's grown and the improvement of what it is. Gallery nights and everything. Have 2 professional teams with the Ice Flyers and the Wahoos right there, and now UWF playing their home games. But we don't have that complex, that where everybody. If you talk about your kids, they might go to Gulf Breeze. I pick up basketball games with Roy Jones Jr. at Shoreline. You can go over to over on Brownsville, they've got some pickup games. Upward's got games. I know Jeremy does a lot, Miracle League Baseball. There's so many different things, but how cool would that be to be able to have everybody in one type of venue and get to see everybody in town and have,
I'd love just to go hang out. I mean, just to watch.
Yeah, well, I would,
that'd
exactly.
be awesome. Be able to cover stuff like that, too.
Pensacola Jets, the AU teams, the Browns, they're winning games, but it'd be really cool to bring. And it might never happen. It might be a pipe dream, but, I can dream.
I think it'll happen one day. By the way.
Price might be right.
You were asking me earlier, the spread on Alabama versus Western Carolina is 57 points, which I could see it, but that's a big question mark with Tua out and everything. We don't know what they're going to do, and Saban might just try to stay healthy, getting ready for next week too.
57 is that bigger than the LSU Arkansas spread?
It's still crazy to think.
I'm not
two
joking.
SEC teams
that sounds like
each other.
mocking.
No, it's not bigger, but 43.5 LSU's favored over Arkansas. That's an SEC team in Arkansas. They're in the SEC.
Who would you take with Mac Jones at quarterback against Western Carolina, or with Joe Burrow and the way he's playing against an Arkansas D that's already sort of given up in their coaches and out there? Who wins by a bigger margin? Not the spread, but who wins by a bigger margin?
Oh,
Alabama or LSU?
Margin. Oh, ooh.
I think LSU. Anytime you see a severe spread, and the team is. It's a conference game, like this week when it was Wake Forest was a 34-point underdog, and what did they lose by? 49.
Yeah.
So I mean that's usually when you see an outlandish spread between conference opponents, that team usually covers. So I mean LSU could win this game 70-7. Nobody would be shocked. We do have to take a break. When we come back, we'll talk more. But I'm not joking. Mac Jones, 50. Just throwing numbers out now.
Welcome to the Bowl! Okay, hi. What are we doing?
Something that screams something fun. Nothing too on the face, nothing too off the face, but also totally hot.
So I have the perfect thing. It's the most food mullet. You're totally business in the front, but tailgate in the back. It's a fat party. People are having fun. Snap. All your friends are going to be like, whoa, awesome setup. Everyone else is going to be all jelly, okay?
Just like a killer mullet, Moe's Catering will turn the back of your ride into a tailgate party that's sure to turn some heads. Just order ahead and pick it up on your way.
Moe's Southwest Grill, now open in Pace on Highway 90 next to Publix grocery store.
As we age, we all need help, which is why Summer Vista Assisted Living and Memory Care is excited to be a part of the Pensacola community. At Summer Vista, each day is filled with smiles, laughter, hugs, and fun activities. It's a cruise ship atmosphere on land. Within the Summer Vista community, spacious living areas, beauty salons, barbershops, and restaurant-style dining are just some of the many excellent services they offer you. Comfort and care you can trust. See for yourself at summervista.com.
The Thon is on. Toyota-thon. Black Friday deals are here at Bob Tyler Toyota. New holiday bonus cash on select new Toyota models like the new 2020 Tacoma Senior Double Cab, $148 a month. New 2020 Tundra SR5 Double Cab 4.6-liter V8, $248 a month. Or new 2020 Camry LE, $128 a month. Get to Bob Tyler Toyota while the Toyota-thon is on. Holiday bonus cash through SETF with approved 12,000 mile, 36 monthly, $29.95 cash or trade equity down. Excludes tax, tag, registration, and time. Zero security deposit. All prices include $899.50 dealer fees. See dealer for details. Expires 1/6/20.
Foul on the party host did not utilize Sky's Pizza's game day specials, thus had his bland, boring pizzas for today's tailgate. Today's game is now delayed.
Come on, man.
Pizza's just pizza, right?
Sky's Pizzas are huge, and no one else has the Man City, hot Hawaiian, or fried garlic cheese knots. With Sky's Pizza, $5 off large pizza game day special, they're always the fan favorite.
After further review, the game can be resumed. Game day starts with gigantic pizzas at Sky's Pizza on Davis Highway.
I'm really hungry, but I don't want to spend a fortune.
Well, you're in luck. Now you can get Denny's Super Slam with 2 eggs, 2 bacon strips, 2 sausage links, hash browns, and 2 pancakes, all for just $5.99.
That is a great deal. So I get all of that for just $5.99?
You sure do.
Wow, this meal just keeps getting better and better.
Some might say super.
I see what you did there.
The $5.99 Super Slam is back. See you at Denny's.
Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. No substitutions.
Talk football every day with Pensacola's own Coach K.
Credit a great performance by Garoppolo. And I love the way he throws the football. He's got all the things going for him.
Every weekday, noon till 1 on ESPN Pensacola, 1330 FM 99.1. Welcome to ESPN Pensacola, 1330 FM 99.1. Pensacola's home to the best talk in sports, new and improved. We are ESPN Pensacola, 1330 and FM 99.1.
You're listening to Pensacola's home for hometown sports. ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM.
Appreciate everybody watching today on Blab TV. Got a couple minutes left here on ESPN Pensacola. Thank you for tuning in today. Chad Brillante, Jeff Price, Davis sitting in with his dog. Drago?
Yep. Draco.
Draco, okay. Right.
That's what it was.
Pretty cool.
I wanted to say Drago because you were saying it earlier.
Yeah,
no. It sticks in my head.
I will get you. That dog was trying to get the mic.
He was eating your popcorn you dropped on the
floor. He's a puppy dog. You give him teething biscuits. That's what they do.
That's why you dropped that popcorn, right?
That's why I did that? Yeah, sure. Why not?
Okay.
Yeah. Nothing to do with
Such
my
a kind soul.
Laziness or uncleanliness. Yeah, sure. Game tonight, Houston and Indy. I'll go ahead and start. I like the Texans at home. I think Deshaun Watson's one of those kind of guys that he plays better when people are sort of saying he can't do it, like he couldn't beat Alabama and that kind of stuff. And look, he did. Baltimore just clowned him last week. They did, but I think he comes back home. Indianapolis is a better football team, I think, than Houston overall. Their roster with J.J. Watt's injuries, Clowney's gone, but I do think Houston wins at home. Give me the Texans 24, Indy 21. Close game.
I'll swap the score on that. I believe the Colts
24-20.
I believe the Colts defense is going to get enough pressure on him to make it happen.
Jeff, enjoyed today's show.
Absolutely.
Thanks for joining again, and happy Thanksgiving coming up here in a few weeks. Get the food ready and bring it here because I'm hungry. God bless everybody. Have a great rest of your day.
1330 AM, 99.1 FM. If you would like to be a part of ESPN Pensacola as a sponsor or promotional partner, just give us a call at 262-6000 or visit our website.